Treat yourself how you want to be treated. Well, girl, having it in your head right now is not enough. Sometimes you gotta speak your own love language. And ain't no shame in that, sis, okay? And that feels good to me. Hey everyone, I'm JusmeShakoyahD and welcome to my bubble. This channel is for Black women who are on their self-love journey and are learning to put themselves first and take off their superwoman capes. My bubble is my safe space to express myself as I inspire you to do the same. This is Love the Creative Black Woman, a series where we self-care through crafting as we connect on our self-love journey together. Yay! All right, hey guys, how are you today? I'm excited to be here. I am a little bit sleepy, but that's okay. That is a-okay. We've talked about so much this month already. We've talked about so much in this season of Love the Creative Black Woman. And one thing that I really want to talk about, especially since, like I said, I am sleepy, one thing that I realize is that it's important to show up for yourself. We have a habit of showing up for so many people in our lives every single day, relentlessly, nonstop, and making sure everybody else is okay and everyone else is thriving and doing well and they have their needs met. But we also have to make sure that we're showing up for ourselves, even when we don't feel like it. And that could mean in a variety of ways. It could be in your business, it could be in your home, like ways that you could show up for yourself doesn't have to be something that is visible for everybody to see. Sometimes showing up for yourself is taking a nap. And ain't no shame in that, sis, okay? Sometimes showing up for yourself is just literally making sure that you eat that day. Making sure that you walked out of the house looking exactly how you want to look that day. Showing up for you is sometimes just as simple as affirming yourself. Like literally just saying an affirmation to yourself so that you can make sure, like we talked about last season, make sure you're oiled up for the day. That is showing up for yourself. That is top tier self-care, top tier showing up for yourself. Is making sure that you are oiled up for the day before you go outside. And for those who are just now joining us and have not seen season 1, make sure you go back to our previous episodes. But oiling yourself up before you go out is basically just making sure that you're mentally, spiritually prepared for the day. So you don't want to go outside, ashy, emotionally ashy, mentally ashy. You want to make sure you got that oil, you got that lotion, whatever you need to make sure you're going to get through your day and have an amazing day. Because that's the key. We want to make sure we're having amazing days. We don't want to just be, I just made it through the day. I don't know how. That ain't it. We ain't doing that no more, okay? We taking care of ourselves and we're on our self-love journey. So we're going to make sure that we showing up for ourselves and we're taking care of ourselves. I wanted to talk to you guys about this today because there are so many times where we, like I mention all the time, we do so many things for other people that we are left with the scraps of our energy, of our emotion, of our mental capacity. We give it to so many other people, but then when it's time to show up for ourselves, even if it's time to root ourselves on or do something for us. I'll use myself as an example. I'm currently working on my vocal health, making sure my voice is together because I am a singer, I am a songwriter. I do this podcast, but I also have another podcast, and I'm also a voice actor. Like I do so many things with my voice. When I say to you, I'm an instrument and my voice is my medium, that's what I'm talking about. That is what I mean. I do so many things with my voice, so it's so important for my voice to stay healthy. But I also have family members and my boyfriend, he's a rapper, my brother is a rapper, my mom sings, and they want to work on their vocal health as well. I've been working on mine, but I kind of put my stuff on the back burner because I was building out a regimen for myself, and I kind of put my stuff on the back burner because I wanted to help them. Granted, I still could have helped them. It's not bad that I wanted to help them. What would have been best for me was to finish my regimen at least finish mapping the stuff out for myself and then moving on to the next person. What I decided to do was do their stuff first, and then I worked backwards and then got to me. And because of that, I didn't fully map it out. I'm just like, oh, I have it in my head. Well, girl, having it in your head right now is not enough, because you're not doing the things. It's not on your calendar. So we need to get that out of your head and get that on paper. And because I did everybody else's stuff first, and we talked before about putting yourself first, I did everybody else's stuff first, and I left the scraps of my energy to me. And guess what? I was tired, and I was like, I'm going to do this tomorrow, and I'm going to go to bed. And yes, that's important that I went to bed, but also I should have, the same amount of time that I gave to putting together their regimens and making sure that they were good, doing assessments, however I did it, I should have provided that same level of service to myself. Let's say that I should have gave myself that same level of service, because it's important that I show up for me. I can't show up for anybody else if I can't show up for myself. We've talked about this before. We've talked about pouring from an empty cup. We talked about not being there for you, but like for real, I can't. If I don't take care of my voice, I'm not going to be able to see y'all next week. So I need to make sure I'm taking care of my voice. But not only that, even when it's like I don't feel like showing up for me, I feel like laying in the bed all day, that we're not doing that. We're showing up for ourselves. We're showing up for ourselves. And even if it's like a thing of actually physically showing up for ourselves, because there are times where we'll go everywhere on the planet Earth for somebody else to make sure that they know that they are loved and that they are supported. But we have to do the same thing for ourselves. We have to be our biggest cheerleaders, because yeah, people going to cheer you on, but it feels good to be cheering yourself on, okay? It feels good to be your number one fan. And I think that that's something that a lot of us Black women struggle with. Because we're taught not to, well, of course, not to be conceited, not to be cocky, those things, to be humble, which I'm not necessarily a fan of the definition of being humble, but we'll talk about that in another episode. But literally, in not putting ourselves first, a lot of times we wind up not cheering ourselves on. And it's that small little detail, it's that small little thing that we think is minute. We think that it doesn't matter, but it matters. It matters so much, because if I can't cheer myself on, I'm never going to get to whatever I'm working toward. I'm not going to be able to get there because my mindset is not there. And we don't look at it like that. We look at it like, well, at least, I could be there to support you. I want all your dreams to come true. And yes, I do want all of your dreams to come true, but I want my dreams to come true too. It's time that we not just wait on the sidelines or wait for somebody else to cheer us on. I am learning to be my biggest cheerleader and to appreciate who I am and my gifts, and appreciate all that I can do for me. And that's like the whole point of the self-love journey. It's a chance to appreciate and actually see you for you, so that you can be all that you could be. Literally. Like, I don't want to devalue myself, but I do recognize that it's not always the easiest thing being your biggest cheerleader. Like I said, we're taught not to be boastful or not to brag about our accomplishments, unless it's in music or something like that. Like, if you put it in a song, people be like, it's all right. But anyways, we are taught to, put other people first. But it's like, if one of the golden rules or whatever is to treat others how you want to be treated, right? Treat yourself how you want to be treated. Like, treat yourself. Like, you won't even really know. Like, we be like, yeah, I want somebody to treat me like this, or I want people around me that love me like this, or whatever it is. At the end of the day, if you don't love you like that, it's going to be very hard to find anybody else that's going to do the same. And also, if you don't love you like that, you really don't even know what that type of love is like. You don't know what it's like internally. You're not gonna know what it's like outside of you. And when you do get it, you might be like, you know what, I don't really like this that much. Or maybe I need more. Or maybe you're gonna feel like something is missing if somebody loving you the way that you want them to love you, but you ain't loving you the way that you need to be loved. Sometimes you gotta speak your own love language. But this goes back to vulnerability. You gotta learn your love language. You gotta sit with yourself. You gotta figure out who you are so that you can show up and you can figure out what ways you need people to show up for you. Dear Black woman, you are amazing. Listen, you always there. You're the biggest cheerleader for the world, and I just need you to be the biggest cheerleader for yourself. It's time to be the biggest cheerleader for yourself. Unapologetically. Don't worry about what other people have to say. It's time for you to cheer you on, because that's what you love to do. And that's what you are here to do. Don't wait for other people to tell you that you're great. You are great. You are amazing. You are phenomenal. Believe it, feel it, and tell yourself that every day. I'm serious. Go ahead and tell yourself that every day. And if you need some affirmations, let me know. I got you. You are appreciated. You are loved. Love the Creative Black Woman. Thank you guys for joining me for another episode of Love the Creative Black Woman. I appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and leave a bouquet in the comments if you like this episode, if you resonated with it, or also, let me know how y'all feeling about this subject down in the comments. And if you like this episode, you're going to love the one that's linked below. I will see you guys next week. Bye.